Is Ripple working with American Express or with Visa?
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the, I suppose, challenges of working in an industry like this is it's regulated. There's confidentialities. As I mentioned earlier, it has been an incredibly busy couple of days at Swell. Even this morning, I couldn't get a conference room for a meeting because we had customers who were meeting. So, look, we are working. I'm aware there's some rumors out there. We announce our customer relationships when our partners are ready to announce that, and is part of working with the industry and not kind of trying to surprise them. Right. We will make those announcements when we and our customers are ready.
Stay tuned. Next question. dLocal, one of the large payment providers, is now on RippleNet. Can we expect to see them use xRapid for GoDaddy and for Uber?
I also like this question. It's kind of consistent with what I talked about before. For all of these payment providers and even banks, if we can lower their cost, if we improve efficiency by even 10 basis points, the capital will flow to the most efficient path. Yep. And so, again, we don't pre-announce customers until we're ready to talk about those customers. But I think that we are already seeing real traction with xRapid that we're publicly obviously already talking about. And I think as more people understand how that is making payments more efficient and lower cost, I'm very optimistic that we'll be working with lots of customers for that use case.
Fantastic. There's another rumor that seems to be floating around, or at least somebody online shared. Alipay, rumors that they can make a 3-second payment cross-border. Does that mean Ripple has competition in the form of Alipay? Or are they using XRP?
So I don't know the details of what's being referenced there. Anytime you're on one ledger, if everyone's on Alipay, then you can make things efficiently on that same ledger. Look, the reality is we live in a world where there's a lot of ledgers. The kind of foundation and what Stefan, our CTO, talked about up here on the stage yesterday was interoperability. Not everyone's going to be on Alipay. And settling between Alipay and Paytm and PayPal and, by the way, B of A and Standard Chartered and Santander, this is the Internet of Value. That's how Ripple has, from our inception, evangelized the opportunity to create an Internet of Value. In the catalyzing that Internet of Value, it's connecting the repositories of value. It's connecting Alipay. It's connecting Standard Chartered. It's connecting Santander. It's connecting dLocal. As we bring those together, we're increasing the efficiency for global commerce, period.
Let's see. Next question here is around exchanges. Coinbase, one of the largest exchanges in the U.S., and the question is Ripple pursuing actively having XRP being listed on Coinbase, and is that even on our radar or their radar going forward?
The way I think about this, we want XRP to be the most efficient, the most liquid digital asset to solve a payments problem. So absolutely, it's on my radar. And not just Coinbase, but I think we're listed at somewhere between 30 and 40 exchanges. We want to be listed in more places. We are actively working on that. Again, that's one of those conversations, takes two to tango. Yep. But suffice it to say, I think as we have seen volumes for XRP grow significantly, there's frankly a lot more exchanges that are leaning in and saying, well, I want to participate in that. Yep. They are capitalists also, and they want to take advantage of that volume and grow their business.
Yep. Fantastic. This next question actually is good from almost a foundation setting, and we have Ripple, we have Ripple Labs, Ripple the company. What's the difference between these different entities or products? In other words, how does XRP? How is it different than Ripple the company? Maybe you can just talk about the interrelation between these different parts.
Sure. So Ripple and Ripple Labs are the same. I think originally when the company was started, it was before I was at the company, it was called Ripple Labs. We've standardized on, we're Ripple.
It's Ripple.
Ripple owns a digital asset called XRP. That XRP is fundamental and intrinsic to how we think about solving a payments problem. The XRP ledger is open source technology that lives out in the universe. We obviously invest in that open source technology. We will continue to do that. I actually think one of the unique things about the position Ripple is in is the fact that we can invest in the XRP ecosystem. And frankly, we will invest in the whole ecosystem, the blockchain ecosystem. I agree with some of the things said on one of the panels yesterday that said that we are in the earliest stages of a transformative change in how transactions are managed. I want to see the whole category grow.
Right.
I don't view a lot of these companies as competitors because it's so early that I like, look, we're trying to solve a payments problem, and there's people working on securities and identity and lending, and I love it. I want all boats to rise, and I think that's a good thing. But for us, we're going to invest in the XRP ecosystem. We're investing in the broader ecosystem. We certainly want to see XRP become even more liquid, and I think as we drive adoption, that will happen. You know, this isn't one of the questions, but I want to proactively comment on something. One of the things I say inside the company is I'm not focused on the price of XRP over 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. I'm focused on the price of XRP over 3 years and 5 years. I have no qualms saying definitively, if we continue to drive the success we're driving, we're going to drive a massive amount of demand for XRP because we're solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. These payment flows are obviously very, very large. And to the extent we continue to drive success of signing up more banks, introducing them to how we can solve not just a connectivity question with xCurrent, but a liquidity problem, a multi-trillion-dollar problem around liquidity called xRapid, I'm very confident about that longer arc of time.
Very good. There's another XRP-related question, surprisingly. You know, earlier this year, Ripple announced that it was going to be putting some XRP in escrow.
Oh, yeah.
And the question is the escrow happening? Has it happened already? When is it going to happen? There's a lot of interest as to the supply of XRP in the marketplace.
Let me say without any reservation, we're 100% committed to the escrow. We said when we announced it that we would have it done by the end of the year. We are 100% on track, and we will definitely have it done by the end of the year.
That's pretty definitive. So obviously we're here in Toronto. We're at Swell, but also happening in Toronto is Cyboast, Swift's conference. A question I think it's an interesting question. If you could say anything to Swift right now, what would it be?
I think what I would say is Ripple's vision and mission is to support the banking ecosystem, to support financial institutions. We want to work with the industry. Swift's vision and mission is to support banks and support the industry. We actually want to work with the industry, not against. I would love to be able to find a way to partner more constructively with Swift. We have been proactive about that. I think it's in the industry's best interest to find paths to do that. But obviously, again, it takes two to tango. And in the meantime, we have had immense interest in what Ripple is doing. And the reason why we did Swell is because we felt like the conversation that our customers wanted to have with us, we wanted to make sure we could have that rich conversation. And certainly, I feel like it's been a big success because the attendance here has been off the charts, which is awesome. The demand has been off the charts, which is great. But I also hope and expect we can work with the Swift family and really the broader banking community constructively as we go forward.
That's great. I have one last question, really. I mean, again, you started off by explaining how you thought Swell has gone. What's been your favorite speaker, the best conversation? I mean, there's been a lot to choose from, obviously, but what's really caught your eye?
I have a soft spot for, as an econ major in undergrad, a soft spot for Ben Bernanke's talk. I appreciated him describing the current system as a kind of a horse and buggy system. And I was actually impressed with his knowledge of, conversant around things around blockchain and Bitcoin and some of the separation. But there's also been some things up here that I would say stuck out to me because I didn't agree. I actually thought it was interesting. Had I been on the panel yesterday when Vitalik said, our competition is fiat currency, right. I would have said, no, it's not. There is a role for digital assets to play that can make things far more efficient. But to pretend that fiat currency and governments are going to, abandon their own fiat, that's not going to happen in my lifetime. Maybe one last one is I remember there was one panel where people were being asked, kind of what's the future of Bitcoin and these kind of things. Look, I think the whole category is going to continue to do incredibly well. the investment flows, you know, at the beginning of the year, this was a $25 billion asset class, give or take.
Yeah.
Today, it's $150 and $200 billion asset class. You finally now have institutional money entering this space. If you have fixed supply and you have increasing demand, and that's that institutional money, I can predict what's going to happen.
You're an economist, right? Yeah, that's
You don't
pretty
have to
good,
be an
yeah.
economist for that. But the point I'm really trying to make is I think, you know, people describe this as a bubble, and I just think, look, this is not a bubble.
Right.
We can argue about, is gold priced efficiently? It's priced based upon supply and demand. That's a $9 trillion or $8 trillion asset.
Yeah.
Bitcoin today, I think, is, you know, somewhere between $90 and $100 billion asset.
Yeah.
I am focused for Ripple, and the team here is very focused, as you know well, in making sure we are building a real use case to solve a real problem that is a very, very, very large problem. And if we do that, I'm extremely confident that driving that utility is going to drive demand, and driving that demand will continue to serve over, you know, not 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months, will serve the ecosystem well.
Fantastic. Well, awesome. Brad, obviously, thanks for your time. We thank everybody else who was able to tune in live. We are going to wrap up now, but I want to remind folks that we have our Day 3 keynote, which will be live streamed coming up at 12:30 Eastern with Don Tapscott. So thanks again for your time, and we hope you tune in a little later.
Thanks, everyone.